got 9 hockey segments tonight?
3 shootouts, 2 penalty shots, Stefan Le Courrier.
Jerome will be happy.
Who's Jerome?
Jerome.
Right.
He'll be happy?
Yeah.
Sure. Who is he? Jerome?
Right.
Talking about Jerome.
You can say his name as many times as you like. I'm still not going to know who he is.
Camera 2?
What about it?
He's the camera operator?
Who?
Are you prepared to do a broadcast right now?
Yeah.
The camera guy.
What about him?
It's Jerome. Jerome is the camera operator on number 2, and he likes hockey. Now you're with it.
60 seconds to VTR, 2 minutes live.
All right, here's a change. We're flip-flopping the Virginia Slims quarterfinals and the IOC meeting till 23.
I never had 23.
And you won't miss it much. Jeremy, tell me what's happening in Chattanooga. Tell me quickly, tell me succinctly. Bullet points. We're on the air in less than 2 minutes, so don't give me a valedictory address. Talk to me as if I'm a small child. Tell me what's happening in Chattanooga.
I don't know what's happening in Chattanooga.
Okay, tell me a little more than that.
I think as a New Year's resolution, you should rededicate yourself to the idea that this is a team. You play for a team with many players.
Do you think I should learn their names?
I think it'd be nice.
I agree.
See, a team's made up of a group of
You going to keep
individuals.
talking anyway?
Individuals who forsake their own individual needs to pursue a common goal. The team goal. In our case, the goal is a nightly national television show.
I'm saying I know the guy's name now.
Roll VTR, 60 seconds live.
Show me Tokyo. Show me the car run on 4.
4 is up.
You got Tokyo.
That was Brian in Chattanooga. All right, tell me what he knows. Bullet points. I can feed it right to Casey and put it in the tees. Casey, stand by. I'm going to fill the tees. What does he know? He doesn't know anything. Stop standing by, Casey.
What's going on?
There was an incident at Tennessee Western involving some black athletes and a Confederate flag.
What happened?
We don't know.
In 3, 2.
Good evening from New York City. I'm Casey McCall alongside Dan Rydell. Those stories, plus we'll head out to the Hoosier Dome where Bobby Knight's done a little interior decorating. And we'll leave room for more hockey than you can shake a big stick at.
We'll bring you the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. And because we've got soccer highlights, the sheer pointlessness of a 0-0 tie. You're watching Sports Night on CSC, so stick around.
We're out.
Back in 60.
What's going on in Chattanooga?
We don't know.
We don't know?
We don't know.
We don't know anything?
We don't know much.
But fundamentally, we're still a news-gathering organization, right?
Sure.
Then what's the problem?
We're not very good.
That's what I thought.
Coming back on Dan in 3,
Dan,
2.
Casey, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Kelly Kirkpatrick in Green Bay. You look cold. Put some clothes on. Hey, folks, look outside. Tinsel, mistletoe. It can only mean one thing. Casey? Play of the year. Play of the year. Our crack staff has been debating the subject, and we'll bring you our choice on New Year's Eve, but we want to hear from you. So if you've got a play of the year, you can contact us at csc/sportsnight.com. Or just go on over to Casey's apartment and knock on the door anytime.
That's all for us. You've been watching Sports Night on CSC. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.
Music,
Go.
animation, go. And we're out.
Camera wrap 1206.
So what are you planning on cooking tomorrow morning?
I'm not cooking. It's not a cooking show.
Are you sure?
It's a news show.
The View.
Yeah.
The one with Barbara Walters and the 4 women who cook.
They don't cook. It's a news show.
Who are the other guys?
It's just me and another guy.
Who's the other guy?
You're having a good time, aren't you?
Who's the other guy?
It's Wolfgang Puck. You want a piece of me?
No, but thanks.
You know, it wouldn't kill you to go out there and do a little press.
I've been grounded, remember?
How long's the network got you in the penalty box?
No public statements for 6 months.
No way to talk to somebody?
No.
I can't.
I'm perfectly happy just doing my job and keeping my mouth shut. I don't need to give interviews. I don't even want to give interviews. I'm happy for the chance to not give interviews.
You don't want me to talk to him?
No.
Okay.
Talk to him. I need to give interviews. I like to give interviews. It's the only chance I get to talk to a huge group of total strangers.
Except for that hour every night you're on television.
That's right.
I'll talk to him.
Hey, Knock 'em dead on the cooking show tomorrow.
Thank you.
Welcome back to The View. We are talking with Casey McCall, co-host of Sports Night, which can be seen every night at 11 p.m. on CSC.
Yes, with my partner, Dan Rydell, who couldn't be here this morning.
Hope he has a good excuse.
Yes, he likes to sleep late.
Good enough. Before we went to commercial, you were saying that you and Dan write together.
Yes.
How does that work?
Well, I take the nouns and verbs, Danny handles the adjectives and prepositions, and anything with an umlaut, we toss a coin.
Now, Casey, you know we can't let you go without asking you about those ties.
Ah, the ties.
The famous necktie. Now, listen up, ladies. You're single, right?
Yes, I'm recently divorced.
Well, I think you should know that a man who knows how to dress himself is a very sexy thing.
Which is why so many of us are drawn to carrot tops.
All right, if you're a sports fan or just like neckties, don't miss Sports Night with Dan Rydell and our guest, Casey McCall, every night at 11 on CSC. We'll be right back after this.
By the way, in the memos that are circulating, you're spelling Chattanooga about 14 different ways. Now, what do we know?
2 O's, 3 A's.
That's it?
No, there are other letters too. But surely that's not what you meant.
No.
Roland Shepard is a tailback from a small town in western Tennessee called Tupelo, 1T, 1L. He rode the bench for 2 years, and then 2 weeks ago he won the starting job when Lilius went down with a torn ACL. He rushed for 218 yards in his first game, 273 yards in his second.
That two-game total is a conference record, by the way.
He scored 4 touchdowns on the ground, 2 of them against the third-ranked rushing defense in the nation.
He also caught a pass for a touchdown and ran a punt back for a touchdown.
He's carrying a 3.3 GPA with a major in chemical engineering, and the engineering department at Tennessee Western is for real.
So what's going on?
They're going to kick him out of school.
They're threatening to kick him out of school.
The Confederate flag?
Yeah,
They fly the flag outside the stadium?
yeah.
Also, students wave them in the stands.
Nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, but outside the stadium, that's the school.
Anyway, there'll be a press conference at 3. We have it on satellite. The rumor is Roland won't play unless the school takes the flag down. The school's going to announce that Roland is suspended from the team, as a result of which his scholarship will be revoked, as a result of which Roland will go back and pump gas in Tupelo, Tennessee.
Dan, be on the press conference. Meantime, I need to hear some plays of the year by the end of the day. Thank you. Back here at 6.
Danny, I need to talk to you.
Good, because I need to talk to you too. Who should go first?
Since I don't really care what you have to say, I think it should be me.
Fair enough.
Luther Sachs has taken a special interest in that situation in Chattanooga.
He's an alumnus.
He's got a couple of buildings named after him.
Yeah, he's a hell of a guy.
He's a Southerner.
Luther Sachs is German.
He's a Southerner for 3 generations.
Faulkner was a Southerner.
Faulkner was a Southern gentleman.
There's a difference?
The difference, Danny, is all the difference.
So what does Luther want?
A piece on Southern gentlemen, the Southern tradition in sports, in culture, in history.
All symbolized by the Confederate flag.
You learn fast.
You really want to do this?
No.
Then don't.
There are days, Danny, when I'm just too tired to fight that man.
You gotta let us know when it's one of those days and we'll fight him for you.
You gotta stop thinking of me as the champion of all things black.
Now, listen up, ladies. You're single, right?
Yes, I'm recently divorced.
Well, I think you should know that a man who knows how to dress himself is a very sexy thing.
Which is why so many of us are drawn to carrot tops.
All right, if you're a sports fan or...
Excuse me, Mr. McCall.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, is this about time?
For what?
I'd like to ask you a question, but if you're preparing the show, if this is a bad time, I can come
What's
back.
your question?
What's my name?
What's your name?
Yes.
What are we doing right now?
If this is a bad time, I can just come.
I'm sorry, I'm not very good at remembering names.
Who was the number 2 man on the Boston Red Sox staff in 1977?
It was Ferguson Jenkins.
My name is Monica. I'm the assistant wardrobe supervisor for Sports Night as well as 2 other shows here at CSC. I think you hurt the feelings of the woman I work for. Her name is Maureen, and she's been working here since the day you started.
Well, I know Maureen.
Can I ask you another question?
I'm sorry I didn't know your name.
Do you know what color this is?
Well, it's gray.
It's called gunmetal. Gray has more ivory in it. Gunmetal has more blue. Can you tell me which of these shirts you should wear it with?
I don't know.
No, you don't. There's no reason why you should. You're not expected to know what shirt goes with what suit or how a collar and a necktie can pick up your eyes. You're not expected to know what's going to clash with what Dan's wearing or what pattern's going to bleed when Dave changes the lighting. Mr. McCall, you get so much attention and so much praise for what you actually do, and all of it's deserved. When you go on a talk show and get complimented on something you didn't, how hard would it be to say, that's not me? That's a woman named Maureen who's been working for us since the first day. It's Maureen who dresses me every night. And without Maureen, I wouldn't know gunmetal from a hole in the ground. Do you have any idea what that would have meant to her? Do you have any idea how many times she would have played that tape for her husband and her kids? I know this is when it starts to get busy for you. I hope I didn't take up too much of your time. Please don't tell Maureen I spoke to you. She'd be pretty mad at me.
I won't. Monica.
We need a plan.
We definitely need a plan.
We need a plan.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a list of all the sports moments that are potential plays of the year. Then we're gonna list the pros, and then we're gonna list the cons.
Why do women like making lists?
Women don't like making lists.
Yes, they do. They're never quite so happy as when they're making themselves a little list. You ever think about why you make lists?
It's so I can cross things off it. You ever think about why you've got so much crap in your wallet?
I save my
You
receipts.
save fortunes from Chinese restaurants.
Hang on, can we work now? I think we should, but Natalie's going to want to list the pros and the cons.
Women's ice hockey.
You're kidding.
The U.S. women's team won the first Olympic gold medal in ice hockey, and there were over 4,000 fans in the arena to see them do it.
They beat a bunch of Slovakian cocktail waitresses, and there were over 4,000 people at my cousin Jacob's bar mitzvah. What do you got? Mark McGuire hit 70.
It's a little obvious.
Our goal isn't to be cunning, is it?
Can we keep this organized? Pros and cons.
Well, the pro is he broke an unbreakable record, and the con is Kim likes women's ice hockey.
What's next?
Jeff Gordon.
No.
Why?
Because it's NASCAR, and who gives a damn?
Who gives a damn?
How many people give a good damn?
Well, it's the world's most popular sport, so probably more than 4,000.
Next.
All right. Austrian skier Hermann Maier.
Pros.
He got up from one of the most horrific accidents in Olympic history and won the gold medal 2 days later.
Cons. It's downhill skiing.
And?
Who gives a damn?
It was very important to my parents and to their parents that I be the first in my family to attend college. But I can't imagine that any of them would feel anything but shame and humiliation at the sight of me playing football under that flag. I wish no disrespect to my school, my fellow students, or my teammates. I'll answer any questions you have at this point.
What do you think is going to happen to him?
I keep watching it over and over. I think it's all I've done today.
Shepard will get picked up by another team.
I'd imagine. The thing is, 6 of his teammates stepped down, too. 6 of them. 2 of them white, none of them starters. They're the ones who are going to have some trouble. What'd you come in to tell me?
I wrote the piece.
I'll tell Luther to watch it.
Takes the position the Confederate flag is a symbol of a culture with a great tradition of literature and art, music and architecture, great statesman.
That's crap.
That's why you're telling me to write it.
I'm not telling you to do anything.
I think we're all pretty surprised you're not doing a commentary yourself. What's going on?
Nothing's going on.
What's going on, Isaac?
I don't want to make this into a big deal.
You don't want to make what into a big deal?
Luther's been looking for an opportunity to fire me. He has been for about 6 months.
Are you sure?
No.
Because I think you're wrong.
I'm not.
He has a lot of respect for you, Isaac, and while I may not like the guy, he's sure no idiot.
I like my life right now. I've never been happier. I used to pick fights with management twice a day, just like you. They wanted to fire me. That was fine. There was always someone who wanted to hire me. That's not the way it is now. Luther can hire someone half my age to do my job. I like my life right now, and I'm proud of this show.
I can't believe it. I come in here with you talking about those 6 players who stood by Roland Shepard, and you don't have the same respect for the people who work for you? You don't think if Luther ever showed you the door, there wouldn't be about 100 people lined up right behind you? There's something real bad going on in Chattanooga, Isaac, and Luther can fix it, and you know it. Tell Dana to throw this one out of the rundown. Tell her you're going to do a 2-minute editorial.
Not this time.
Okay.
Yeah. Danny. Don't tell anyone about what I said.
60 seconds to VTR, 2 minutes live.
The Yankees win the World Series.
That was a big shock after they won 114 games.
What is it with this element of surprise you people are looking for?
You know what we're forgetting?
What?
Michael Jordan and the Bulls win the NBA championship.
Yeah, there's something that doesn't happen a lot.
What do you guys think?
Us?
Yeah, what do you think?
About what?
Play of the year.
We're 8 days away.
I hadn't really...
What do you think?
We're studio technicians.
Yes, we know.
These are editorial questions.
Yes, we want to hear what you have to say.
Really?
Go ahead, there are no wrong answers.
Nothing's too stupid to suggest.
Except women's ice hockey, but Kim pretty much has that covered.
So, what do you think?
You really want to know?
Absolutely.
Mark O'Meara winning 2 majors.
Cal Ripken ending the streak. Peyton Manning.
Well, that was a colossal waste of time.
Good evening.
Isaac, I haven't seen you all night.
Dana, I hate to do this to you on such short notice, but I'd like a couple of minutes of airtime tonight.
Really?
If you need to make some room, I believe you can dump that piece that Danny was planning on doing. I don't think he'll mind.
No, I don't believe he will.
He said something to you, didn't he?
Will, get Isaac wired up.
Sure. Earlier in the show, we told you about Roland Shepard and the 6 other players who were dropped from their team and then their school for refusing to play football under the Confederate flag. Here's Isaac Jaffe, managing editor of Sports Night, with an editorial comment. Isaac?
Thank you, Casey. Exaudio, comperio, conloquor. That's a Latin phrase that translates to listen, to learn, to speak. Those words are carved into the stone arches that form the entrance to the undergraduate library at Tennessee Western University. This afternoon, an extraordinary young man named Roland Shepard made what had to have been an excruciating decision. He said he wasn't playing football under a Confederate flag. 6 of his teammates then chose not to let Shepard stand alone. And I choose to join them at this moment. In the history of the South, there's much to celebrate, and that flag is a desecration of all of it. It's a banner of hatred and separatism. It's a banner of ignorance and violence and a war that pitted brother against brother. And to ask young black men and women, young Jewish men and women, Asians, Native Americans. To ask Americans to walk beneath its shadow is a humiliation of irreducible proportions, and we all know it. Tennessee Western has produced some outstanding alumni in the last 100 years. People of wisdom and vision, strength and compassion. One of them is Luther Sachs. Luther Sachs owns Continental Corp., which owns the Continental Sports Channel, which you're watching right now. Luther Sachs is a generous alumni contributor to Tennessee Western with a considerable influence over its chancellor, Davis Blake, and its board of trustees. Luther, you've got a phone call to make. You've got to call Chancellor Blake and tell him to take down that flag, or he can stop looking for your checks in the mail. You've got to put these young men back in the classroom, and I mean pronto. These boys are going to make you proud one day, Luther. I challenge you to do the right thing. Not an unreasonable request to make of a man whose alma mater declares exaudio, compario, conloquor, to listen, to learn, to speak. In the meantime, God go with you, Roland Shepard, and you 6 Southern gentlemen of Tennessee. God's not done with any of you yet.
That was our managing editor, Isaac Jaffe. We'll be back.
We're out.
You can bring it, boss.
You know I could kiss you in the mouth right now, right?
Then stay over there.
I could get very physical with you right now.
Danny.
I'm having some very kooky thoughts here.
I can't even. That was, I mean.
All right. We've lost radio contact with Dana.
Isaac.
Yes.
No kidding. Play of the year.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Isaac,
Showtime?
Luther Sachs on line 4.
Hey, Isaac.
Yes.
Right behind you.
Back in 10.
It was. I never. I mean, I'm serious. I was just.
In 3, 2.
That's all for tonight, but before we sign off, we felt that with Christmas only a few days off and with people making up lists and checking them twice, it was as good a time as any to mention some people who were important to us here at the show. It seems that quite a few of you, for instance, like the way Dan and I dress on the air, and you should know that we're dressed by Maureen Gates and Joseph Rivetto. Maureen and Joseph are assisted by a young woman named Monica Brazelton, and Monica is not to be trifled with.
Our camera operators are Ray, Wayne, Bruce, John, and Jerome, who wishes we do more features on hockey.
Not gonna happen, Jerome. Every time I pick up a pencil or put down a coffee mug, that's Jody Mann and her trusty aide, John Franz. And if you've ever wondered what a gaffer was or a best boy, you should ask Keith and Mark.
We've got some people who don't get paid much, but that's okay because the hours are terrible. There are PAs, and their names are Lauren, Victoria, Jake, Lee, Ashley, and Brad.
This is a script. Dan and I write it, and then 2 people come along and put it together so that we can also read it. Their names are Joan and Chris, and they, us, and everyone else here are pretty much at the mercy of the script supervisor, Carol McKechnie, who's got a little thing for me, and I think it's time she admits it.
Kerry McIntyre.
Nicole Burke.
Sean Hanley.
Jeff Wee.
Mark Johnson.
Cajun. How about Skip Cook?
How about Phil Heath?
How about Karen, Julie, and Angela in makeup?
How about Brenda, Cammie, and Jody in hair? We've got film on this show. Do you know who cuts it?
Janet Ashikaga. You know who her assistant is?
Laura the Wonderful.
We've just named a small fraction of the people who put this show on television, which means we've left out many more, and we'll try to rectify that as we head towards December 25th. But for now, I'm Casey McCall alongside Dan Rydell, wishing everyone in your home, along with everyone here, in my home, a very happy Christmas.
Good night, everyone.